Good morning. Good morning. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to PPW 2013. So, this marks the 9th year for a Perl event in Pittsburgh, counting the axes. We've got 18 talks. This year we're doing a 3-day format instead of 2-day format. We started out yesterday with our famous From Zero to Perl, taught by Mr. John Anderson, who is where? Right there. Thank you very much, John, for all the effort that you put into that. We had an amazing class yesterday. We had 15 people come and learn Perl. It was awesome. So thank you, John, for that. And thank you to all of you for making this trip. I know some of you have traveled a great distance to be here this weekend, and you're the reason that this conference exists, and we're glad for all of you that are willing to put in that devotion and dedication to be here. Thank you very much to all of you. So, I guess one of the biggest questions I've been asked so far is why are we not at CMU this year? And let me start out by explaining that little story. The bottom line is we love CMU, and to be honest, CMU loves us. They would be glad to have us back, and we would be glad to be there. But here's the problem that we've run into with hosting events at CMU is they have so much going on and so little space. And to get conference space to do an event, you pretty much have to wait till about a month and a half before your event before they'll give you any kind of confirmation whatsoever. Now, for something like PPW, where we need to send out a call for talks, we need to work on hotel reservations, and everything else that goes along with a conference like this, a month and a half is just not enough time to get all of that done. So, as much as we would have liked to stay at CMU, they just were not able to give us the advanced planning that we needed to have to make this event go on. And that's one of the biggest reasons we didn't have a PPW last year. And to be completely honest, I had kind of gotten to the point where I felt that probably PPWs were done until I got some very persistent phone calls and emails from a gentleman named Jonathan Lewis, who's sitting up here in the front. And this is the guy that wouldn't let PPW die. This is the guy that made the initial contacts at PTI, got me in touch with the people, and made sure that we had a venue so that we could do a conference this year. So this is the guy that gets the credit for us being here today. So thank you, Jonathan. Thank you very much. And here we are. PTI has been very gracious to us. They've gone out of their way, they've gone above and beyond what they've promised to do to make sure that we have a nice event today and tomorrow. As you can see, we've got this great room today, and if anybody's looking for the restrooms, the best way to go is out the doors over to my right, and just go around the corner and you'll find the restrooms there. Tomorrow we're going to be in a different space, but I'll talk about that in a minute. First of all, I want to thank some other people. This event would not happen without a lot of people, and everybody deserves thanks for one thing or another, but there's some people that I want to specifically thank, and I want to start with our sponsors. We had 3 sponsors at the community level this year: Grand Street Group, Bizawi, and IOBridge. All 3 sponsors were willing to step up and sponsor us at the $500 plus level, and we thank them very much for all their contribution. And especially, I want to thank Grand Street Group. Who are the people here from Grand Street? Over there. Thank you guys. And the reason I'm thanking you in particular is because every single year that we have hosted PPW, Grand Street Group has been a sponsor. They are the only people that have stepped up and said, yes, we will sponsor Perl every single time we've tried to run an event. So thank you guys very much for that. I also want to thank Pair Networks, a contributing level sponsor, which means they sponsored at $2,500 and up. On top of being a wonderful sponsor, there's only one year that Pear has missed sponsoring PPW, and on top of that, they've been very supportive of me because they are my employer, and they've been very gracious in allowing me to take time off of work to run this event, and so I thank them from the bottom of my heart for everything that they've done for Pearl as well. You may be unaware, but there's a lot of Pearl Foundation websites and other things that are hosted by Pear Networks, so they deserve a lot of credit for everything that they do. We have a new sponsor this year, also at the contributing level, ZipRecruiter.com. ZipRecruiter is a company that, if you are looking for employees, you go to their website and you can submit job advertisements, and they do the work of going out to all sorts of different job boards and submitting that information for you. And in addition to sponsoring us, they were kind enough to lend us MJB for the weekend, who will be giving a talk right after this. Final contributing sponsor, and the highest level, the highest sponsor this year was Linode.com. Linode is not only sponsoring PPW, they're also sponsoring the social event tonight. And the social event tonight will be held at Latitude 40, which if you've never been to a Latitude 40, it's kind of like a Dave & Buster's, except that they've got live music and bowling. That's the best way I can describe it. It's going to be an excellent party. Please come. If you haven't already gotten your drink ticket from Autumn, please go talk to her and she'll give you your drink ticket for tonight. I'm pretty sure that she's been asking everybody that came in today if they're coming tonight. So we will also be providing a shuttle bus. If there's anybody that didn't bring their own car here tonight, or maybe if your ride isn't going to the social, there will be a Latitude 40 shuttle bus waiting here at the end of the talks today to take anybody down there that needs a ride. They will not be coming back up at the end of the night, so if you brought your own car, then you're best to drive your own car down to the event. But if there's anybody at the end of the night that needs a ride, we'll be glad to help you out. Just out of curiosity, how many people think they'll be taking advantage of the shuttle bus tonight? That's kind of what I was afraid of. Well, there's going to be a really nice bus parked outside. I mean, just, admire it as you walk by in your cars. Okay, up next, we're going to introduce Jeff Avery to say a couple words about the lightning talks.
So tomorrow we have lightning talks. They gave us 50 minutes. Since we are not going to be in this room, I don't have seen the layout of the other one. If it's spread out like this, you can sit anywhere if you're speaking. If it's more organized, then sit in the front row on the side of this thing so that we can switch quickly. There are still spaces available. Go to the website, new talk, click the lightning talk box, and I will be accepting them at the end of the day to fill out the rest of the schedule. You get 5 minutes, talk about whatever you want. If you want to speak for 30 seconds, you don't even have to register. Just take the gap in between the regular speakers. You'll stand over there or the equivalent of it and talk about what you're doing while they're fiddling with their computers. If you are speaking, please come up and try your computer during the cookie break or whatever it is. It's just before the lightning talks, because if you're not ready when it's your turn, it messes everything up. So see me if you have a question.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Wireless internet access. So, originally, when I talked to PTI about the kind of usage that we usually have at a Perl conference, their reaction was somewhere between what and there's no way. So I actually went back to past galaxies where we had usage data and sent them samples and explained, well, this is what it's like if there's 400 people. We're not going to have that many people, but this will give you an idea of exactly how much usage we generate. And they took it upon themselves to redo this entire room for us. so that it'll have better coverage. So hopefully we will not have any problems with wireless today, and likewise tomorrow, because they built this room. They actually took our specs from what we did at a YAPC and tried to build this room so that it would support a YAPC. And I think there was a miscommunication there about how many people would be here today, but we shouldn't have any problems. To get onto the wireless, use the PTI SSID, and when it takes you to the Captive portal, there'll be an option that says I have an access code, and use the access code PERL to log yourself in. Some ports, such as SMTP, are blocked, but that's another thing where they actually are very restrictive here. And when I tried to explain to them the kind of things that we're going to be doing today, they agreed to open up a lot of ports to us that they don't normally open up to their students. So actually, if you try to log in with your student account today, if you are a PTI student, you're not going to have as much access as the rest of the people in the room. So anyway, thanks very much to PTI for going out of their way and doing that for us. There's another person I have to thank, because if I don't, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble. She's still down at the desk. She'll be down at the desk all day. If you could see fit to thank her at one point or another, that would make my life a heck of a lot better. Autumn has been there with me the whole way through this process, and has done a lot of the work to make sure that you guys have a great time this weekend. So, and it's often a thankless job for her to be sitting down at that desk all by herself, bored all day long. So please be sure to thank her for everything that she does, because she does an awful lot. Now, as I mentioned, today we're going to be in this room. All the talks are in this room. There's no breakout sessions. Everything goes on here today. Tomorrow, we ran into a little problem. As it turns out, PTI rents out this particular space every Sunday to a church. So, if you would like to come to this room tomorrow, you will be going to church. On the other hand, if you go to room 60, I have on here 603, we might be moving to 602, and if we do, it's just the room right next door, and I'll have signs posted tomorrow to let you know. In fact, I'll have signs pointing to where to go to get to the room, but if you were to go out the doors right here, make a left and go up the ramp, it's the room right in front of you. And that's the room we'll be in tomorrow. We're going to be a little bit more packed in there tomorrow than we are today. But generally, we have some people that usually can't stay for Sunday anyway, so I'm hoping that it's all going to work out. If not, we're just going to, be really friendly with each other tomorrow. It'll work out one way or another. PPW hotline, also known as Dan's cell phone number. It's on the back of every one of your badges, as well as some other useful contact phone numbers. If you have any questions or problems, give me a call or send me a text message. I'll do my best to help you out. And with that, again, thank you all for coming. We welcome you. And in about a minute and a half, we'll be starting with Mark Jason Dominus's Moon Pig Talk. Thank you.